And welcome back to Sports Sunday. We're here at the Miami Grand Prix where a restart is the call of the day. Red flag is on the course, and this is the reason why. It was in the second wave of riders, 20 of them away, and Wes Cooley was apparently the first man down here.
Cooley tried to go in under another rider. The way it appeared, the front end washed out from under him as he and the motorcycle slid across the racetrack. It was just duck pins, and he took half a dozen guys into the hay bales.
Among those taken in were Bruce Neal, Rick Herndon, Larry Gruen were all involved in the incident. Look at it again here.
I think it started with contact. I think they actually bumped as he came through there. It looked like he made contact, and as the bikes collided, his front end went out from under him, and that left Cooley sliding along the road.
For more on the story, here's Mike Joy.
Rick Herndon and Kevin Blaze were two of the riders involved. Rick, you were in there first. What happened after Wes Cooley seemed to lose it there?
All I saw was no more racetrack and a bunch of hay bales. And I tried to get it stopped before I hit the hay bales, but I had to throw it down at the last minute to keep from hitting them straight up.
You got quite a bit of leather rash. How's that shoulder?
It's a little sore.
And so is the bike, but you'll both be okay?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to try to start again.
Kevin, you were in there late and then got away.
Yes, well, I saw the sliding bikes. I tried to make a move to the right and try to pick a little line going through, and by the time I did, there was bikes sliding in front of me, so I just had to plant on the rear brake and stick it into the hay bales and take a little jump off. The crew straightened out the bike, and we looked pretty good.
Okay, a little dented but undaunted. They're waiting to get back at it.
Ken, preliminary indication on Wes Cooley, broken collarbone, couple of broken ribs. They'll take him in and check him over. The camera, damage is terminal.
That's heartbreaking news for the two-time Superbike champion, David.
Coming back after a bad injury in 1985, Cooley was getting his momentum back. It is a big disappointment, broken back.
Carrying one of our onboard cameras today as well. The other camera rides with John Ashmead, will be in row number 2. Front of the field just about set again. It will be a two-wave start another time in the Superbike Grand Prix.
And Mike made a key point about the pit stop. They now have full tanks of fuel. This will be, with luck, a green flag race all the way.
The 2 marker is on the field. Going to 1 very quickly here. 38 riders remain. It's over and they're gone. First wave is away. Second wave is away. Here's where there was almost a problem here as the number 11 bike got ridden out, able to continue on.
Yeah, it was tight through there, but they made it through. The Kawasaki's jump out front. Not a big surprise. Here you see the tail end of the first wave and then the beginning of the second wave. The separation for safety purposes to separate the guys at the front. Here are the Kawasaki's up front. They're the guys to beat today. Yeah.
Doug Chandler and Scott Russell setting the early pace as the field is away on this 1.5 mile 11-turn course.
Key here is to not get over anxious on the first lap. There are only 2 right-hand turns on this racetrack. You've got to get the tires up to temperature. So for the first lap, you've really got to kind of feel your way and not get impatient. Out front, we've got 2 Kawasaki's, then the 2 Yamahas, and then the Honda, and that should be the story of the race.
Doug Chandler in the lead, looking for his 3rd straight victory of the season. He was victorious at Loudon, New Hampshire, and then at Elkhart Lake, and here he is in front over his teammate, Scott Russell. They were both heat winners.
First time down Biscayne Boulevard, up to about 135 miles an hour, and then hard on the brakes, peel it off to the left, coming back toward start-finish to complete lap 1. That's the hardest braking area of the racetrack, and here's one of the toughest acceleration points.
And you see running in 3rd and 4th, the Yamahas of Thomas Stevens and Dave Sadowski with Randy Renfro's Honda maintaining 5th.
Renfro very much part of the championship picture. He is 2nd in the points behind this man, number 10. Doug Chandler is your point leader. There is Renfro, number 5. So the championship battle is right up there in the heat of that first 5. And right behind them, we get glimpses of the number 1 bike, the defending series champion. That is Jamie James.
That Ducati bike, the only fuel-injected rig. The European bikes have come here. The Ducati with fuel injection and with a weight advantage. They're at 320 on those twins as opposed to the 4 cylinders of 370-pound bikes.
Looks like this will shape up as an early battle as number 5 Renfro moves up and tries to put some moves on Sadowski. Thomas Stevens has his Yamaha right on the rear wheel of those 2 Kawasaki's. There's an outside move, but not really a move. Sadowski slipping wide and letting Renfro come underneath, and that will change 4th and 5th spot. Renfro's Honda now the 4th place man.
And Sadowski dropping to 5th as they go through this double chicane. into MacArthur Drive, leading on to Biscayne Boulevard, fastest part of the course. How fast here, David?
130, 135, a little slower when they moved the chicane up into the juncture there of MacArthur and Biscayne. That tended to reduce the top speed, but it made that entrance much safer. Chandler's key is being smooth. He has been very, very smooth from the start here, from the very first practice session, and he is continuing that. Here's your Daytona 200 winner, Sadowski, as he runs in 5th. Chandler trying to open it up front.
Sadowski to number 25. The 5 is Renfro. And Renfro has had a very good season thus far, as David was saying. Second in the standings currently to Doug Chandler. He had a second at Daytona. Came up with that 5th at Loudon, second at Elkhart Lake. And he's really working out here.
It's a beautiful, beautiful picture to see these guys dragging the knees through the corners. 10 years ago, that was such a revolutionary deal, a new technique that Kenny Roberts had developed. Now everybody gets out there and does it. It's just fascinating to watch the body English that gets you around the racetrack.
Tell us about that body English as we watch them here in this very tight portion of the course in Bicentennial Park.
By hanging off the motorcycle and dragging your knee like Dale Quarterly was doing there, you're able to actually hold the bike more upright, Ken. You lean out and keep the bike more upright underneath you. That enables you to use more of the tire. If you have to lean the motorcycle over that much, then you run the risk of losing traction.
Here you see the number 11, Thomas Stevens, closing up. Stevens on the Yamaha, closing on Scott Russell's Kawasaki. And this is a manufacturer's battle as much as it is a rider battle.
Very much so, with 4 Japanese makers and the Italian Ducatis involved. Not full-blown